Welcome back, guys. I'm here with another video, and in this video we're going to be rehousing my Pterinochilus Murinus, my orange Baboon Tarantula, OBT, orange bitey thing, whatever you want to call it. So why am I rehousing this little guy? Well, I'll show you. This is why. He's made a web hammock at the top of his enclosure. So for those that don't know, when OBT is found in Africa and therefore an old world tarantula, and an old world tarantula is found on any continent that does not have the word America in it, and so because of that, these guys have way more potent venom, are much faster, and are way more defensive. And so for those reasons, there's a big risk of this guy escaping should I ever need to open up the lid at all. Another reason, if I did try to feed him, there's nothing I have that could be able to scale up the wall that could get to his web. And it'll be for these reasons that I'll be moving him into this enclosure. So OBTs are considered to be terrestrial, meaning they're typically ground dwelling. However, many have exhibited semi-arboreal tendencies, so they can be both on the ground or in bushes and trees. And so I tried to give this guy the best of both worlds. I gave him branches and bark in case he wants to climb up and be in like higher altitudes theoretically. Or he can just stay on the ground and use the bark as cover to keep him, to make him feel secure. Honestly, my whole goal here is to try to keep him from going on the lid. As long as he doesn't go on the lid, that's perfectly fine with me. So we're gonna go ahead and move on to this rehouse. Wish me luck, guys, because I'm on my own here and this can go decent or it can go really bad. Alright guys, that turned out way better than I thought it would. So, before I close out, I'll give a brief description on how I came to the conclusion that I had to build this particular kind of enclosure. Forgive how awful this enclosure looks. I Frankensteined it to make other enclosures, but this is what the OBT was originally in an enclosure that is more wide than it is tall. And I figured since it was already so close to the lid, then that was the reason why I was webbing up the lid to begin with. Hence why I moved on to this enclosure that's more tall than it is wide. And the idea behind this was that if I just keep everything low away from the lid, then it would be discouraged from going towards the lid and webbing it up. Obviously that didn't work, hence why I had to move on to something like this. If you saw in the earlier enclosures, I was using like thin pieces of bark in them. And if you saw my previous video, you'll understand why I shy away from those pieces of bark now and wanted to use these thick pieces of bark as a means to try to encourage it to use that to hide as opposed to going towards the lid. And with that, that's the analysis. I'll be sure to keep you guys updated on whether or not this works or not. Please leave a like and comment if you want to have some form of interaction with me. And thank you for watching.